Holy Sacagawea, do we got some live breaking news that just came out literally an hour ago, February 23rd, 2024. Fanny. Boy, the corruption just never ends. It's endless. It's like an endless train of lies, corruption, dishonor, dishonesty. Holy mackerel, I've got a lot to share with you today. Let's jump right into it. You want to stick around because special investigators for Trump's defense team came out with an alarming review of cell phone data usage between Fani Willis, DA of Fulton County, District Attorney, Nathan Wade, her special friend, her special prosecutor that she hired. We weren't lovers. No, we didn't meet. No, he wasn't. No, how did she put it? How did she classify it? She said, he's not an employee. He's an agent. He's more like an appointee. What? Okay, so Trump investigator offers cell phone data casting doubt on Fani Willis relationship timeline. So, special prosecutor, okay, that's, not an appointee. That's not an agent. Special prosecutor Nathan Wade visited Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis at her condo. This is just so crazy. If I stumble and mumble, it's going to probably happen a lot because this is just so outrageous. It is such a defilement of justice. It just proves yet again, just like what happened in New York City with Letitia James, that these people have zero basis for going after Trump. They have zero scruples, and the hypocrisy is just mind-blowing. So I apologize if I stumble and mumble. 35 times prior to when they claim their relationship began. An analysis of cell phone data compiled by a special investigator working with Trump's legal team. This was filed this Friday, following a dramatic hearing last week at which Willis, Wade, and others testified about the romance. And by the way, the judge will hear arguments next Friday. Afterward, the judge is expected to make a ruling whether or not to disqualify, which probably won't happen. Although it should. It definitely should. Defense attorneys purport that the prosecutors began seeing each other romantically prior to Wade's November 1st, 2021 hiring as special counsel in the Trump case. Willis and Wade have both maintained that their relationship became romantic in early 2022 and ended in summer 2023. So that is a lie. That is perjury. That is a felony. Wade testified last week that he had been to Hatfield, Georgia condo where Willis was living no more than 10 times before he was hired. He said he never spent the night there, which Willis affirmed in her testimony. And so Steve Sadow asked Wade last week, so if phone records were to reflect that you were making phone calls from the same location as the condo before November 1st of 2021, and it was on multiple occasions, you mean to tell me the phone records would be wrong? Trump attorney Sadow asked. And of course, what did Wade say? If you saw, I've got plenty of videos of testimony. Wade is just a complete fabrication. He lies through his pores. If phone records reflect that, yes, sir, they'd be wrong. So, having said that, take a look at this. This is an affidavit from Charles Middlestad. I could be saying that wrong, who is a criminal defense attorney working with Steve Sadow and Jennifer Little in support of the defense of Donald J. Trump. So on the morning, if you look at that middle paragraph, on the morning of February 15th, counsel received response from AT&T containing an encrypted link to the requested records. Things aren't looking so good. So he goes in to qualify that as he began analyzing using Lead's online analytical tools called Cellhawk, which is actually verified by multiple agencies that this is reliable data, It's the gold standard. You can see, considered by law enforcement to be the gold standard. It's used throughout the United States and Georgia. As a board-certified criminal defense investigator, he's tried cases for over 25 years. And so, I mean, this is his affidavit. Under normal circumstances, analysis is conducted on data involving far narrower record periods, perhaps a few days or even a few weeks. It is difficult to understate the amount of data in this scenario, however. Listen to this. While the sheer size in no way impacts the ability to conduct the analysis, it did require a different approach in order to narrow down potential dates to explore. So there was a lot of data. Generating a report attaches Exhibit A, isolating all interactions between Mr. Wade and Mrs. Willis during the period of available records. The dates, timing, frequency, and duration of these interactions are included, and the report revealed over 2,000 voice calls and just under 12,000 text messages exchanged over the 11-month period in 2021, which is prior to testimony given by Nathan Wade and Fani, big trouble, I'm going to jail, Willis, before they testified in front of a legal court, in front of Judge McAfee in a Georgia court, that their relationship began. Holy macadamia nut. And they focused on the condo. They focused on the location of Fani Willis's condo. So right at the top there, this conservative analysis using the above reference modality revealed a minimum of 35 occasions when Mr. Wade's phone connected for an extended period to either one of those towers in closest proximity to the Dogwood address based upon associated data, etc., etc. The data reveals he is stationary, not in transit. So this goes really, really deep. Specifically on September 11th, Mr. Wade's phone left the Doraville area and arrived within the location of the Dogwood address at 10:45 p.m. What are you doing there so late, Mr. Wade? The phone remained there until September 12th at 3:28 a.m. I never slept at her residence, Your Honor. I never visited her before 2022. At which time the phone traveled directly to towers located in East Cobb, consistent with his routine pinging at his residence in that area. This is super interesting and super revealing. This is the heat map done by Hawk Analytics. During the periods, you can see on the left-hand column there, 2021, January 21st to November 30th of 2021, they revealed the following between Wade and Willis: 12,000 interactions. Voice plus text, over 2,000 voice calls and almost 10,000 text messages, with, underneath my screen here, heavy concentration after hours, 7 days a week. And if you look at the heat map here, that the majority of calls happened after 6 p.m. Look at this on Thursday. On Thursday, 320, 261, all after hours, 295 on Saturday. The majority of these calls are after hours. Holy macadamian nut. Fani. It's all over. It's all over. It's all over for Fani Willis. So what comes next? So March 1st, next Friday, there will be a hearing to determine if Fani Willis should be disqualified from prosecuting this case against Donald Trump. No doubtedly, these will be, brought up in the closing arguments, closing cases by the defense. The fact that the judges donated money to the campaign, the fact that Fani Willis acted so egregiously in court, taking over the court, unprofessional, acting as guilty as all guilty, so defensive the entire time. Nathan Wade, with the smile of a million liars in his testimony, was just absolutely absurd. All of these records indicate that they were both lying to the court. Even though this judge is somebody who supports Fani, probably hates Donald Trump, is super, super left and left-leaning, I said earlier in the video he probably wouldn't disqualify her. I actually changed that now. I've changed my mind in less than 20 minutes. Who can you imagine something like that happening to a human being, changing their mind after they've been presented with data? What a shocker. I would be shocked, actually, if he didn't, speaking of shocking, disqualify Fani Willis. The insurmountable amount of data is overwhelming. He has to save some kind of face. There is no way that this would not smear his legacy. There's no way that this would absolutely obliterate his ethos and credibility for anything. He's a young judge. He's not an old judge. He's a young judge. He's got plenty of years left on the bench. But if he actually supports Fani Willis and does not disqualify her, holy macadamia nut, does that say volumes about this guy? I actually think he's going to do the right thing. Even though he's probably on her side of the team, I think he's going to do the right thing. But I want to pass this over to you. What do you think of all this? This is actual, concrete, evidentiary, substantive proof that both of them lied. You can't fake this stuff. These are tried and true gold standard law enforcement analytics measures. Getting these kinds of cell phone tracking data, there's no denying that they lied. You don't hang out at somebody's house from 10:42 p.m. until 3:42 a.m. And what are you doing in that time? Are you playing Yahtzee? What are you doing in that time? Are you going over files and documents? Are you interviewing? What are you doing? What are you doing? You're engaging in an affair. There's no doubt about it. You're engaging in an affair. And this happened multiple times. You don't send 10,000 text messages, 2,000 voicemails to somebody that you're thinking of hiring and you're having a professional relationship with. Doesn't happen, especially when the majority of them are after hours. What do you guys think? I want to pass this off to you. Let's dive deep into the comments and have an engaging, thriving conversation. As I've said in many videos, I try with my whole soul best to respond to every comment personally. Sometimes it's impossible, but I try really hard. I definitely read all your comments. I may not reply to all of them. I genuinely try. But again, speaking of gold standards, I want to bridge the divide, not expand the divide in our country. I want you to express yourself. I welcome and invite all views, especially opposing views, as long as it's done constructively, thoughtfully, and respectfully, more importantly. Ad hominem personal attacks, and if you're just being a jerk, ain't going to happen. I'm not going to respond. In all likelihood, I might even just ban you or delete you from the channel. I don't want to do that. I believe in discourse. I believe in communication. I believe in healthy debate. So please, engage respectfully, engage thoughtfully, and I'll see you in the comments. If you made it this far, don't forget to subscribe to our free newsletter. It's free. Give us your best email, and you'll always get live, up-to-date, top stories, breaking news that legacy media and mainstream media won't even touch, because they're owned, bought, and sold. They won't even touch this stuff, but I'm not. And so if you want to be always in the know, sign up for our free newsletter. It's in the pinned comment, in the show notes, and in the description of this video podcast. Check out these videos right here if you haven't. These are awesome, powerful videos. Subscribe and follow. As always, God bless the United States of America. God bless you, and I'll see you soon.